audio on, transition, and hello everyone. How are you doing, Mama?
I'm doing all right. How are
Nice.
you this evening?
I am here.
Oh,
So, yep, I will leave it at that. I have not really been doing too much exciting though. I finished Handmaid's Tale, so I'm gonna read the Testaments now. It's the second book, or it's the sequel to Handmaid's Tale. And I've watched the first episode of the TV series. I think stuff is happening outside that may be audible, but oh well. Aside from that, I don't really have much to share. Anything exciting happening on your side?
well, when I got my oil changed, I had some stuff that needed to be done. So,
Hmm.
yay. Well, and I knew I needed new tires too. So,
Yeah, tires are outrageously expensive, but
I
I
know
guess
it's
as long
horrid.
as you don't say again, sorry.
It's horrid.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Audio or not audio. Why is YouTube telling me YouTube's not receiving enough video? Because
I don't
OBS
know.
is
I
saying
see
it's
you on my
fine.
phone.
Hmm. Well, live is saying on my phone is saying it's fine. Well, whatever. We will continue. Although it's also saying 0 concurrent viewers. Let's put that off, put this on. Maybe give this a refresh. Now it's saying 2 concurrent viewers, but it still says error. YouTube is not receiving enough video.
Huh.
But I'm using YouTube's like settings and stuff. I don't know.
I mean, I see stuff on. I see you on my phone.
Well, that's what matters. So
And of course, I have it turned all the way down. So,
yeah. Well, if it buffers, it can buffer. So alright. Mess with some more audio settings. But yeah. Anyway, we were talking about tires being outrageously expensive.
yeah.
Um, yeah. Although if they I guess if they last, they're supposed to last like 10 years or so. Then it gets closer to like,
Well, it's based on mileage.
yeah,
So, if you're driving very little, then they should last longer than someone that drives a lot.
yeah. Alright, hopefully there's no wind tunnel coming through the audio. Damn. Still have a yellow error bar. I have no idea what that is about. But we will ignore it. Um,
And Sudoku.
yeah. It is Sudoku time. One of these windows is Sudoku. There it is. Well, that's not what it's supposed to look like. Here we go. Alright, so this first puzzle is Windoku by Shintaro Fushida Hardy and Michael Lefkowitz. Just gonna copy the link as it is. And then this is Windoku. In each of the 4 stacked grids, normal 4x4 Sudoku rules apply. The value of a cell with a window is the sum of its digit, and the digit in the cell from a different grid that can be seen through the window. Each value in a circle is the sum of the values on the attached arrow. Adjacent values along a green line differ by 5. What? Oh, wait, hold on. I'm glad I looked over, because... Oh, wrong one. I was not showing the puzzle. Alright, let's try this again. Windoku by Shintaro Fushida Hardy and Michael Lefkowitz. In each of the 4 stacked grids, normal 4x4 Sudoku rules apply. The value of a cell with a window is the sum of its digit and the digit in the cell from a different grid that can be seen through the window. Each value in a circle is the sum of the values on the attached arrow. Adjacent values along a green line differ by at least 5. Okay. Start puzzle. So I guess we have, it goes this one, and then the green one, and then the blue one, and then the red one. Okay.
Right.
So the window, the value of a cell with a window is the sum of its digit and the digit in the cell from a different grid that can be seen through the window. Okay. I will accept that so let's say I put a 1 right here. Then this is also seeing this one right there. So that would make that a 2. Mild problem. Another 2 and another 2 makes those minimum 6.
6. Mm-hmm.
But I can only put a 4 here.
Well, I mean, it could be a 3.
The
And the green
value...
underneath it.
Oh,
And the
right.
window underneath it. Those could be
It
a
is
pair of
that.
3s.
Okay, I missed that. Okay.
So I think we need to start with the red. And whatever in box 4, whatever that is on the arrow on box in box 4 that is going to be above the circle in box 2.
Right. Is this green line useful? Adjacent values along the green line differ by at least 5. Well, this has to be at least 4. So then the value of this one, so this one's big, this one's big, and those 2 are small. Now the interesting thing about this one is that this one here and that one there have to both be small.
Right.
Okay. Well, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Well, this is 3 or 4, and these have to be 1 or 2. I guess that could be a 3. Okay. Well, the maximum that I can make these is 8. So this actually can't be a 4. Nope, that's not what that is. It's there. And this is minimum 2, so these two are 7 or 8. Except for the fact that this one, I couldn't make 8. So it's minimum 7 because this is minimum 2. So this is a pair of 1s, this is a 4 and a 3, a 4 and a 1. 3, 4. This is 7, so that's 1 or 2 now.
Okay, well, since that 3 or 4 sees red, that same location in red, which is the point of the arrow in red,
Well, those
has
don't
to be
see
a
each
3.
other.
No, but the green, that's 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And 1 plus 5, it's got to be a minimum 6.
Well,
Because it sees red.
no, it sees blue.
Oh, why was it red?
I colored it red and blue for the
Oh,
high-lows of the
okay. For some
German
reason, I
whisper
was
line.
thinking it showed all the way to red, which didn't really make sense, but whatever. Okay.
Because this one could only be little, so this one had to be big. And since this
Right.
one had to be little, and a 1 and a 1 is 2, plus 5
Right.
is 7, and that's the maximum that this could be, and the minimum it could be, it had to be 7. So now this is 6, 7, or 8. No, it can't be 6, it's 7 or 8. So one of these is a 4, but it could be both of them a 4. Okay, well now this is maximum 7. Oh, here, that's a 2. This is 2 or 3.
Well, 2 can be blue. 2 can be placed in row 3 for blue.
Oh, right. 2 there, 3 there, 1 here, 1 there. This is 3 or 4, so that's 3 or 4. This is 2, 4. 2, 3, 4. So that's not a 3. Well, if that's a 1, and that's 3 or 4, but it also sees below, then but it's also +1.
Right.
A 4 and a 1 is 5, so this could be a 1, a 2, and a 3. This is a 2 or a 3. This has to be minimum 6. So this is 3 or 4. Because 1, 2, and 1, 2 is 6. So if this is a 4 and that's a 2, that's 6, and we get 1, 2 pairs. But if this is a 4 and a 3, then I get 1, 2, 3s. Which I guess gives us a 4. Because if this was 5 and 3, that would be 7. No, 5 and 3 is 8, and those would have to be a pair of 4s, which isn't possible. Seven. 2. Oh, if this is a 3, then that has to be a 4. And now this is a 4, so this has to be a 1, because I can't make 6. So now I can't put a 3 on here. So this is still possibly... Well, this is 2 and 3, so that's a 1. 2, 3, so that's a 4, that's a 1,
Well,
that's a 2, this is 3.
yeah.
Okay, red's done, blue is done. Green is no longer impacted by blue. We've done all of the green windows. Okay, so this is a 2. So still minimum 3, and a minimum 3 again, and I can do a pair of 3s or a 4 and a 2 for 6. If this was a 3, this would be 5 and 3, which is 8. So, again, that doesn't work. So that is 3. But this is
Okay,
a 2.
well,
2 and 4 is 6.
In the window, box 2 is black, of the first square. The circle is not impacted by green, but the other one is, yeah.
Yeah. 3, 3, 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 4. Oh, that broke my brain. My brain was very broken. Hopefully I copied all of that. Okay. Row 4 of the top left grid, followed by row 4 of the bottom red grid. Okay. Congratulations, you solved the puzzle. Alright. I mean, it's not hard in the sense that it's a difficult puzzle. It's hard in the sense that, like, it's a bunch of random stuff that made my brain not have an easy time processing. Brian G. Waves. Hello, Brian. How are you this evening? So yeah, I guess I'm gonna go with easy because it wasn't difficult mathematically. But I don't think it's a puzzle that you could just give to somebody brand new. Not that many of these puzzles are things you can give to brand new people. But it is I don't know. It's definitely interesting. Anything else for that puzzle, Mama?
I think if you tried to give it to a brand new person, if it was printed on paper, they'd just want to eat it.
Maybe not somebody that brand new. But somebody who has, I guess, the grasp of Sudoku down, but outside of that, yeah, if they could solve like a regular Sudoku, I think they could solve one of these, but I don't think it would be easy. Brian says, I am doing fairly well. I've been trying to be productive around the house this evening, particularly focusing on my office. It is important to keep the office in order. It can be one of those things where if you let... oh, my audio's probably a little weird. Hold on. If you let any bit of your office become like a catch-all, then it just it piles up. So it's kind of important. Like I've got a stack of papers up here that I need to take care of, and then I've got like things over on this side of my desk that I've been procrastinating on a bit too much. So yeah, taking care of keeping the office. Yes, it will always be a bigger and bigger catch-all, and that it's one of the things that I am proud that I've managed to keep it as under control as I have. There was a while where my I wouldn't say my depression got really, really bad, but like it got to a point where like I let stuff build up, and I managed to keep it manageable in that when I eventually did take care of the pile, it didn't take more than a day. But in general, I'm proud that I tend to keep my area fairly organized, even if it's not in the organizational scheme I want it to be in right now. So I guess maybe I should be less proud of my ability to keep it from being a catch-all. I don't know. Because right now it's not in that proper state. Brian says, in my cleaning, I stumbled across my Microsoft Lumia 640, a phone from 10 years ago. Not sure why that was in the pile, but I share that to say I understand, and I definitely understand that too. If I go digging, I could probably find my old phone that I have, but that one is actually in its place. So I can't
And
I
then
can't
your
go
old
digging
phone,
around.
is that your original phone?
Yeah, that one. The if I grab um
You got that one more than 17 years ago.
I sure did. Over here, LG 300 golf images. It was that's not what I wanted. Open image in new tab. That's what I wanted. Bloop. This was the phone that I had a long time ago. Just turn off my camera for a little bit and
You got
transition. There
that
we go.
so you could call me for when you were detasseling and you were ready to be picked up from the fields.
Exactly.
Or you
It
were headed
was
in from the fields and ready to become for me to come pick you up.
yeah. But I managed to keep that from like middle school um up until like my um up until 20 I had it for like a decade. Um and it worked for that entire decade. Um
It still worked after being dropped down 3 flights of, I believe they were concrete stairs?
it wasn't down the stairs, but I was
Oh,
on the third floor of my housing building, and I was doing laundry, and um for the alarm for laundry went off. Let's see if I do this. Does that make it any easier to see? Not really. If I do that, I tried. But anyway, the alarm for laundry went off, so I went to go turn it off because I was talking to Mom that day. But I was leaning over like the balcony, and I dropped it, and there was concrete on the first floor, and it when I went down there, it was actually gravel. Um, Although I don't think the two were related. I think this is one of those correlation is not causation stories. Um, but it was funny. But the phone didn't even disconnect. It was just from Mom's side. What did you hear?
clatter, clatter.
And so I ran down the stairs and picked it up and immediately apologized. But yeah, this was my first phone, Brian. I really liked it too, but eventually um I think it stopped working. And so I had to get a new phone. And so I relented and I got an actual smartphone. Um but yeah, because my coworkers at the time really wanted me to get a smartphone because they needed to communicate with me. Um and
Given that you were in communications at the time.
yeah. But their phones and my phone didn't want to like they would send like a group message and my phone would just pop up, you received a message. Oh, what is it? Empty message. So it couldn't I think it was because they were the multimedia messaging system or MMS, but my phone could only receive the SMS messages, which I think is like simple SMS meaning short message service. So yeah, I could just get the old messages. So yeah, and it didn't quite work out. So my coworkers were very happy when I upgraded. They were also quite amused. It was hilarious for a while, but Anyway, I think
Yeah,
that is
but if
that.
they had dropped one of their phones off of the third floor and third story
It would have
balcony.
it would have been a bit more concerning than just a simple apology. All right. Oh, AC turn back on. Yeah, it would require some replacement more than just yeah, you would have to replace the phone if it fell off the third floor. Anywho, all right. Next puzzle is going to be Collar Lab 50th by Jeremy Butler. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Each row, column, and 3x3 box must contain the digits 1 through 9 once each. The colored squares are all odd digits. Greater than and less than signs indicate one digit is higher or lower than the one next to it. For example, 8 is greater than 6, or 3 is less than 7. Each letter corresponds to a number and must be resolved. All right. Collar Lab. Interesting. Well, I think this is going to be a puzzle where I have notepad up. Okay, now, did that result in... It did, however, now we can see all of these, so that's not what I wanted happening. At least that didn't have any, like, sensitive information on it. So if I pull that one out, then it stays. Say again?
It looks like there are only 7 unique letters.
A, B, C,
E,
E, L, and R.
L, R, and S.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
C, A, L, L, E, R, L, A, B, S. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like you said.
And S is smaller than something, so it is not the largest, and C is not the greatest because it is less than something.
Yeah. Well, we probably need to figure out where some letters go. Should probably pull up the puzzle.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Well, C in box 4 goes somewhere down the center.
Yeah. Colored squares are all odd.
Oh, okay.
1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Which maybe I go.
Well, in box 6, they're 1, 3, and 5.
Yeah. 2, 4, 6, 8. Out of 4. 2, 6, and 8. 1, 3, and 5. My blankie fell off of me.
Well, E is even, and
Right. 4, 6, 8. Where this is a 4.
well, the rest of row 5 is even.
6, 8.
And so the two arrows there in box 4, yeah.
2 and 4, 2 and 8, 6 and 8.
And row 6, that first digit is even. Because there are 5 blue squares. Yeah.
Then that has to be E.
And right, because E is even.
Yeah.
And E is not 4, so in box 5.
If that's 4, that's 8. But if that's 4, those are 6 or 8. Okay. Well, those are all even, so these have to all be. I already knew that that was odd.
Okay, well, L is odd. So in box 9, L is odd. So the last of those 4 in box 9 are even.
Okay.
And 4 can be placed in box 9.
Well, this has to be L, because where else can L go in this box? Because the two L's here can't go here and it can't go there. So that can't be C.
Well, then, no, never mind.
We don't know if C is even or odd yet. So then L is one of those two. L has to be one of these two, because where else can it go in this column? It can't be an even digit, it can't be in box 5, and it can't be there. So in box 2, it's one of these two, and in box 3, one of those two.
So in box 6, so L is 1, 3, or 5. And L, oh, I was going to say L is, yeah, L is greater than something. If you look at box 4.
Right. It has to be greater than E, and since
Which is
L is
minimum
3 or
2.
5,
Yeah.
so E has to be 2.
Okay, well, we know L is 3 or 5.
C now has to be odd, because this digit is C, and C is less than something.
9 can be placed in box 4.
Sure can.
Box 1 has 5 odds.
Oh, right, no, 7 could be L. First, excuse me. You said where has this box 1? 6, 8, 2, 4. Which finishes row 1. Column 3 now. One, 2, 3, 4. So this is odd. That makes that even. 4, 6, 8. And it's the smaller, excuse me, not an 8, not a 2.
And on the row 2, the inequality sign, if that's a 6, then it has to be 8, which breaks the 6, 8 in
In box
box
1.
1.
Row 2, column 1.
Yeah, row 3 can place the 2. Column 1 has 4 even. Column 3 has 5 odd. Row 9 has 3 even.
Haven't really been using this. So that. Those two are the same. Well, L? Well, we don't know if that's L.
But we just know one of those is L.
Yeah. Okay, well, what are we missing? Where can A go in this box? It's not here, it's not there. It's not even. So, A, which means A is either here or 9.
Where can 4 go in box 8, and how does it affect box 7?
Well, it can't be odd. It can't be 2, and it can't be there, so it can't be in the top row, and it can't be in the middle row, so 4 is one of those. So that's not a 4. R has to be one of these or one of those. One, two, three, four. If they all have to be different, each letter corresponds to a number and must be resolved. But that doesn't necessarily imply they have to be different. R has to be up here, which means R is one of those. That's not super helpful.
Well, those are
This is
3,
3,
5.
and 7, 9. So this is 1, 3. So there's a 5 there. Okay, C, A, and L are different. R cannot be L, but could theoretically be A. S we don't know anything about.
Hmm. All right. 9 in column 2 goes in box 1. So 9 in column 3,
How do
or
we know
in
9
column
isn't one of
1.
these two?
Well, look where 9 has to go in box 1.
Oh, right, because C can't be 9.
That's why I was just saying in column 2, 9 has to be in box 1, so it's in the first column of box. It's column 1 in box 7.
Yeah. C is there. C can't be 9. What am I missing? A is one of these two. So where's A over here? Well, the fact that it can't be in the middle isn't super helpful. Okay, over here, not there, not there, and it can't be even. So it's one of those two. Those two, those three, but be any here, any of those, any of that, except for there. It's not really helpful. I thought L would be more useful, but we just know it's 3 or 5.
Right.
S we know absolutely nothing about.
It just can't be 9.
Yeah. Or 4, or 6, or A. Okay, well this
All right.
5 has to be one of those two. So that's not a 5. And then it lines up with the 5 that's over here. So this is a 3. L is 3. And R ends up being 5. 9, 7. Three and 5, so in place of 5. C is 1 or 7. And 7 or 9. Or that's not a 9, so 1 7 pair makes a 9. One 7 pair places 5. 7 pair makes these 3, 5, and 9. 3, 5 isn't possible. 9, 7 makes that a 7. 5. 9, 3, 5, 3, 4. Not 3 or 4. 9. 1, 9. L is 3. Number 7 has to be a 7. 6 or 8.
Okay. In box 8, the 1 has to go in the center there. So in box 2, the 1 makes it a 1 5 pair. Not that that really helps, but one or oh, that's just a 1 or even.
Not a 4. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8. Oh, 7 can't be any of these for some reason. Because the 7 and that 7 means 7 has to be in the middle row, and 7 is not less than 5, so it has to be here. So I think that's the puzzle.
And 7 has to be less than
8. Press like half of the wrong buttons on there at the end there, but got it correct eventually. 1s have to be odd, 6 and 8 are even. Yeah. A slow start, because we forgot about the odd evenness stuff, and then I don't know if there was an easier way to spot the fact that one of those two had to be a 5. And then the 3-5 thing that ended up being there. I mean, the 5 thing was set for a while, and I just missed it. So I don't know. And I forgot to put the puzzle in the chat. There. No one will notice that I just put it in there now. That. Alright. Alright. 2 puzzles down. Let's tackle a third. This one is Why by Nicholas Cupper. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits separated by a white dot are consecutive. Digits separated by a black dot are in a 1-to-2 ratio. And that's it.
Well.
Okay. Let's go with the blue line. No. Purple line. There we go. Do 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 do. If this was a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, a 7, an 8, a 9, 8, 7, that would be broken. Four. Oh, can't go 3, 4 for an 8, 2, 1, 2. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Although there's no reason for this to be a 2 if you go back up to 4, and then 5, and then 4, and 6, 3, and 2. Well, that would break. So that would be 2 and 3, 4, 5. So that would have to be 2 and 4, and then 1, and then broken. Okay, hold on. 3 and 4, and then this could be a 3 and a 4, and a 2. No. And so these two have to be the same. Oops. But this could be 5, and that's still a 4. So 3 and 2. Well, that's still broken. So we exhausted all of the options from there.
Well, and 9 can't go on a black cropky dot anyway.
Oh. Whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. And I guess
Well, and
this one's the more interesting.
the other black cropky dot can't have 1 or 2 on the right.
Three, four, five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8, 7. Broken. And that's the only way the 3 goes. 4, 5, 6. It can't go 4, 3, 2, 1, 2. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8. And we could go to 7, or we could go to 9. 8, 7. So 9's not allowed. 7, 6, 5. Although it could be 7, 8, 9, 8. That would break. 6, 5, 4, 3. And it could go up to 4 again. 5. This has to be 4, so this is 6. But then 5, 4, 3, 2. That's broken. So this goes down to 3. That's still a 4. That's a 2. That's broken. So 4 wasn't allowed. 2. We'll go up to 3. Oh, I just realized that put this in the chat. So that has to be a 2, so this has to be a 4. 1, and then it wouldn't finish. And can't put a 1 here, and I just tried 3. So then this one's broken. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, not enough. 6, 7, and that's already broken. 6, 5, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 7, can't go, so this would have to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But then that would be a 2 and break. So 7, 8, 9, 8, broken. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. I can't go to 4, so that would have to be a 1. So this would have to be a 3. And now I have 2 or 4. But if this is a 2, it would have to go up to 3. If this was a 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, that would break. So 4, 5. So then 4, 6, 5, 7, 6, 8, 5, 7, or 9. I don't know if those apply yet.
Well, and you can't put 8 or 9 at the starting point.
Uh-huh.
So this is the only one that's actually worked so far.
Okay. This has to be the same as that, so 5, 7, 9. And then this is 4, 6, or 8. So 3, 5, 7, 9. Well, if that's a 9, this can't be a 9, but I guess this could go 7, 8, 9. Now, if this is a 9, those are both 8s, so that can't be a 9, so that can't be a 9. 4, 6, 8. 3, 5, 7, 9. Well, 1 can't be any of those, or any of those, so that's a 1. 5, 4, 5. So if this is a 4, this would have to go 5, 6, 7. And that would be a 3. This is a 6. This would go 5, 4, 3, and 7. Or 6, 7, 8, 9, 5. And if this is an 8, those are 7, so that would be a 9. 8, 7, 6, 5. So can this be an 8? 7, 8, 9. Well, then that would be a 6. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6. Excuse me. 7. So we've got 2 over here. 2 over there. Those are consecutive. What am I missing?
Well, that can't. Yeah.
Apparently this has to be 5.
Well, and it can't go 5, 6, 7.
So this can't be 6. And 3 and 4 and 5 mean that has to be a 6.
Yeah.
5, 4. 6, 7, 8. 5, 4. 4, 8.
And the 8 pushes up.
7. 7. And it can't be a 4 to connect to 7. So 6 and 5. 6, 7, 8, and 9. And that can't be an 8 because of that 8. Okay. 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This can't be a 1. Can't be an 8.
The one above it can't be a 1 either. Or it breaks the 1, 2 below it.
Alright. So then this can't be a 2 because it'd have to be 1 and... Oh, that's 1 and 3. That's just fine.
But 4 can't be in the center because it can't reach 1 and 2.
So one of those has to be odd and it must be a 3. One of those must be an even, it must be a 2. So 2 is out, 3 is out. 2 is out. One, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. So if this was a 2, that would be a 3, but that couldn't be a 4. So this isn't a 2.
Well, we knew 2
1, 2,
had to
3.
be below anyway.
Yeah. Oh, right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Can't put a 9 there. Can't put 3 as one of those two. One of those has to be 2. 9, 7, 6, 5. 4, neither can be 2. Three, 4, 5, and 9. 4 is none of those, so that is 3, 5, 9, 4. 2, 3, 8, 9, 6, and 7 from right there. So apparently that's a 1.
We have 5.
Darn it. No, it can't be a
Left out
5
5.
because of the 3, 5, 9 down here.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, I missed that. Sorry. Well, the crop get out loses its 2 possibility.
So the on must be a 7. It has to be 9 now. Two places 6, takes off 6, 7, and 8, 2. 3 pair, takes 3 off, that's 9, that's not. 1, 3, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2 and 6, not a 2, 3, 4 pair places a 2, 3, 4 pair, 6 and 7, 1 and 9, 4, 1, 9, 3, 4, 5, 8, 1, 9, 3, 1, 2 pair, 2, 3, 4, 8, 5, 1, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 8, 1, 2 pair, 3 and 5. We've got a 1, 2 pair there. 5, 6, 7, 5, not 5. So what about these two? 6 and 5 are placed. 3, 7, 9. About these two. 1,
8, 9.
4, 5, 4. 2, 1, 2, 1, 3, and
3 and
6.
no.
No. 2.
2.
First try. There we go. I wonder if there was a faster way to check these than going through all of the options. Or like a better way. Probably shouldn't look for why. I should probably look for the name of the author. If I just do Y, I have exhausted options. Actually, that's not the right button. Here.
But you already tried the name and wasn't there.
And I'm trying to search on through Google, not finding it. Alright, well, try it. This is why if it is posted on Logic Masters Germany, then it needs to be, you need to match your username. But they don't have to post on Logic Masters Germany. So it's just I don't know how to. It does have to have croppy dots. I'm not seeing it in there. Darn. Alright, well, tried. Okay, so I think we've got time for one more puzzle before we sign off, so let's go ahead and do that. Play. Then we solved that puzzle, so it. Sure to bookmarks. Just. Alright. Did I save this in the link over here? I did not. There we go. Alright. Get rid of that. And our final puzzle for today is going to be Brick In. Bricked in by arbitrary. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits separated by white dots are consecutive. If a region of cells is enclosed by a section of orange line, then the sum of the digits in the area enclosed by the line is equal to the sum of the digits along the perimeter line section. Digits may repeat on area sum lines if permitted by other rules. Area sum regions have orange lines running around them, but not through them. Okay, if I'm understanding the rules correctly, then this 1 is equal to the sum of those 4.
Right.
So this has to be 7, 8, or 9, because these are minimum 1, 2, 3, so maximum 1, 2, 3, but this could be a 1, and then these could go all the way up to 5. Well, if that's a 5, we do a 1, 2 there, and a 1 there, and that's immediately 9. That's 7, 8, 9, that's 7, 8... Well, this one's different. Oh, so is that one. Never mind. Because those two can repeat. those could both be 1s. Although I guess this would just be a 2, 3, which is 5 plus 1 is still 7. So if those were a 1, 2 pair, and a 1, 2 pair, that would be 6. But I think still row and column being 1, 2 pairs. Where those are 1, 2, and that is 1, 2, and that 1, 2, and that still makes that 6. Although this has to be 3 or 4. If it was minimum 3, and 3, that's 6. And a 1 would be 7. But I can make 4 to make this 8. 3 or 4 to be 1 and 3 is 4, plus 1 and 4 for 5 more, that would be 9. And a 3 and a 3 would be 6, 7, 8, 9. So I think I have that lined up correctly. This is minimum 3. So the same sort of shape has to be over here. Or that's 3 or 4. 2, 3 or 4. So this can't be a 5. Nor can it be a 4, because if those were 3, and that 3, that would be 6. 4 would make 10. And you have those be a pair of 1s, and a 3 for 5, and 4 more makes 9. But I get a 3, 4 here, so 3 and 4 is out, 3 is out. 6, 7, 8. Well, I know what 6, 7, 8 is. That is 21. And I already have 7, so I need... And the remainder, I need 14. And this is included. Well, that's minimum 6. So this goes all the way up to 8.
Now, in box 5, is it just the 6, 7, 8 that's the encircled by that? That's 23, 20, 15. So the 5 around on the right-hand side.
Oh, I forgot to include the 5. You're right. So this
6,
can't
7,
go up to 8.
21.
3.
It's 21. What did I say before? I said something else.
I think it's at 23.
Yeah, I was 6. So 16, 15, 13. Those 5.
That's 10.
Oh, yeah.
And 5 is 15. Minimum 3 would be 18.
So those last 3, that 2, 3 there, and the point above and point below the 5. No. Yeah. Have to sum to 6. Because
Right.
you've got 15 in the middle, and 6, 7, 8 sums to 21.
So 1 and 4 would be 5, plus 2 more would be 7. So I can't put a 4. But I can still do 1, 3, and 2. Or 1, 2, and 3. But I get a 1, 2, 3 triple here. So this is 4 or 5. So that can't be 4 or 5 now. If this was a 1, 2, that would be 3, plus 4 is 7, plus 1 is 8. So 7's no longer allowed. But I can still do 1, 2, 1, and 5. Six, 7, 8, 9. Not a 9. No, this can be smaller because, well, no, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. So if that's 1, 2, and that's 1, 2, that's 6. But if those are 3, and 1 is 4, then this could go all the way up to 4. And if that's a pair of 1s and a 2, that would be 4, so this could go up to 4. Although the 1, 2 pair here takes off 1 and 2, so that's a 3 or a 4. So if that's a 3, and a 1, and a 1, that's 5.
And a 2, so 6 comes off. Of the center.
Right.
That's 1, 2,
triple. Pair of 1s and a 2 is 4, so this can go all the way up to 5. This one for a moment. I'm not sure whether or not I can minimize these because, well, the minimum around here is 10 plus another 4 more. So these are minimum 14.
right.
So that would be 5 through 9. They can go all the way up to 17, which those could be 1 through 4 for 10, and a 4 and a 3. But if this was 1 and 3, then I would need 13 more, which allows me to go up to 7. This is minimum 6, plus 5 is 11, plus 1 for 12, so 3 through 9. It's not super helpful.
Except for the bottom one of that 3 through 9. Yeah.
This is... Well, what does this have to be? That's minimum 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's 16 and 3, one of which is in a different box.
And there's only the one crop-key dot, right? All I'm seeing.
That's all I see, yeah.
The in box 6, since the 9 minimum is 14.
Yeah.
5 can't be in there because 5 and 8 is 13.
Right. Okay, I might be back. Oh, okay. Share screen.
Oh.
Let me refresh this. OBS refresh. Live. I'm live on my phone. Okay, cool. My my Ethernet switch decided it wanted to turn off for a second, so I'm gonna have to reorganize some electricity after this, I think, because it was doing that a bunch previously. So I'll get that fixed. Okay.
My computer's doing weird stuff or what? Because I can go on not doing anything on.
If I do this, is that better?
It's just like frozen.
Okay. Stop streaming. Share screen. Stream.
Yep,
Okay.
yep, it's my computer.
You might need to, I guess maybe restart Discord.
I'm gonna have to something because I switched over to just the whatever my solitaire game that I was playing, and I can't do anything on that either.
Oh, your whole computer's frozen?
It looks like it.
Oh, that's weird.
Okay. Start.
Alright, I'm gonna wait for... I'm gonna come back. I was trying to think of things to fill the air, but cannot think of stuff. I guess one thing I could do is see if this puzzle's on. Masters Germany. Bricked in. My arbitrary. Alright, I spelled that right.
Yay!
Alright, is that working as intended? Can you see the
Looks
puzzle and
I
click
see
resume?
the puzzle. I hear you.
Nice.
Okay. Okay.
So we know that these three are 6.
Yeah.
I guess if this is a 2, those have to be 1 and 3. And if this is a 3, these have to be 1 and 2. So we know that these are different.
Right.
So if this was red and that was blue, this would have to be yellow. And this would have to be yellow. So this would be red or yellow. This would be red or blue. This one would have to be blue. This one would be red. Okay. If this one was blue, these three would be different. And a 3
and that
would make
wouldn't work.
So this is red or yellow. This is red or blue. Red, yellow, or blue. This one's just not red. Okay. Well, this is a 4 minimum. So these three can't be 3 different ones.
Right.
So if this was red, that would have to be blue. But that's not allowed, right? If this was red, that would be blue because it can't be yellow.
Well,
and these two we know have to be different.
If 3 is in there, then the other 2 are both 1. Because 3 and 4 is 7.
Right. So that could be 3 anyway. But then this has to be yellow, because if it was red, then that would be blue. So those are yellow.
Okay, then those. So 4, 8, and 1. Okay, that would work. 2, 6, 9. Okay. So yellow cannot be 3. Box 8.
Right.
So now that's 3. Okay.
Now, could these be a pair of 2s? That would be 4, plus 1 is 5, plus 3 is 8. Yeah, that would be fine. One of those 2 is yellow. These can still be different.
Well, they have to be different.
Do
They're
they?
in the same box. Oh,
So these two have to be
1,
different,
2,
but those
yeah.
two could be the same. So that's 3. And 3 is 6, but 1, 2, or 3 makes 7, 8, or 9.
Mm-hmm.
One of these is 4.
Mm-hmm.
If this one is 4, a pair of 1s will make 6. And then 1, 2, or 3 makes 7, 8, or 9. That would be a 3, and another 3, and then 1, 2, or 3. It won't impact anything. But if this is 4, that has to be blue. Four and a pair of 1s is 6. Plus another 2 makes 8. 4 and a pair of 2s is 8, plus 1 is 9. So if that's a 4, that can't be 7 anymore. Although 4 and 7, make that be 8 or 9. Anyway, okay, well, what else can we infer? Well, whichever one's over here must be red or blue. And we know that this is red or blue. But we already knew that the column was missing 1, 2, and 3. Or, not missing, already had 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
So then, what else can I ask?
Okay, in box 3, the center, down 1, the center, that can't be a 3 because then it would have to be 12. But if that's 3, then that suddenly becomes 1, 2, and 4 is the minimum in box 3 on that. So 7, 10, 12, 13 would then become the minimum for around it.
That makes sense. Where's red in this box? It's not any of those. It can't be there. But I guess we don't know enough to know where red is.
Right.
If this is blue, that's blue. But if this is yellow, it doesn't matter. Okay, what's the minimum around here? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I can go all the way up to 8? Or actually I could go all the way up, well, I couldn't go all the way up to 9. Because 9 and 9 is 18, which would make a pair of 9s. So this goes all the way up to 8. So that's not helpful. Ten. And 4 is 14.
Mm-hmm. 6 and 8 still work.
So that's just the minimum. That was 1, 2, 3, and 4. But I can increase. Yeah, all the way up to 7. And that would make it an 8, 9 pair. If this is a 2, that has to be a 3 and that a 2, which would be 7. 8, 9, 10. So this can't be a 2, because 2
Can't.
and 3 is 5, 3 more is 8, and 1 would be 9, even if it could be a 1. So this is a 1, and that's a 2. That's 3, and 5 more is 8.
Right, so the 7 comes off. And the yellow at the top of the column is actually, so it's all the ones are yellow. Box 4, there's a 1.
Alright, it's yellow. So this could be a pair of 3s, or a 2-4, or a 2-3. If this is a 1, and those are a pair of 2s, that's 5. Pair of 1s and 2 is 4 plus 3. So if this was a pair of 2s, that would be 5 plus 3 for 8. So that's still possible to be a pair of 2s. This is a pair of 1s. If those were the same, they'd have to be 3s. 2 3s and 2 1s is 6. Or excuse me, is 8. If this was a 3, that would be a 4. 6, 7, 8, or 9. If that's a 4, this would be a 3 for 6, 7, 8, or 9. But we know that these two are the same. If these two are the same, and if this one was smaller than that one, these two would be the same, wouldn't they? Because this is 3 and this is 2.
Right.
So if this was 3, that would be 6, and 4 would make 6. And these two being the same would make those two the same. So this must be 3 and 4, right?
Right.
So that's 6, 7, 8, or 9. And this is 6, 7, 8, or 9. Wait, did I do it the wrong way? Because that's 6, and that's 6. Yes, I did it the wrong way. This one is 4, and this one's 3. Because now this is 7 plus 2 to make 9, and this is 5 plus 2 for 7 or 3 for 8. But this has to be a 3 now. This red is 3. And now this cannot be red. It must be a yellow 1. That has to be 2, which is not 1.
It's blue.
Right. Because that's 2, and that's red.
And now that's 7.
4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 8.
And 4, 5.
5,
Yeah.
6, 7, 8. 1, 3, and 4. 3, 2, 3, 7, 1, 2, and 7. Progress.
And in box 4, that can no longer be 6.
Because this is 5, 6, 7. It can't be a 5. This is red or blue.
And
5,
it's either
6, 7,
7
or
or 8.
This is a pair of 1s. If that's a 2, that makes 4, and then I can do 4 or 5. If this
And
is a 3, that has to... Go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead. You're in the middle of something.
No, your turn. I finished.
Okay, box 6. It's minimum 16 now.
10 and 6. But since this is 6 and
9.
9,
It can't have 7 on it.
Hold on, 2. That's a 5 now, minimum. Is this 16 or 17?
That's 14.
What's 14?
2,
with
3,
the
4,
5.
5.
2, 3, 4, and 5. 14. So plus 3
17.
is 17. So 1,
Yeah.
2, 5, 8.
Box 6 is left with 4, 6, and 7. Row 6 has a 7, 8 pair. That's a 2 or 3, a 2, 3 left. 4 and 7.
3, 4, 5,
5,
6,
6, and
9.
9.
5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 and 9. Okay. 1 and a pair of 3s is 7. So 1 and 2 and 3 makes 6. But 1 and 2 and 5 does not make 9.
So box 3 is left with 5, 7, 9.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oops.
Row 7 is left with 4, 5, 6, 7.
That's the right way to do it. 1, 2, well, one of those has to be a 3, and that's this one. 4, 5,
9.
6,
1 and 8.
1, 8. It's not that one. 2,
2 and 9.
well, this
Yeah,
is
the
either
crop
1, 2. Say again?
Yeah, I was gonna say the Kropke dot is either 9 and 8. And so the 9 comes off the left.
Right.
And 1 on the left. The 2 comes off. There you go.
1, 8
The
pair.
1, 8 pair. So 1, 4, and 7, and 8. Might as well do, yeah.
6, 2. Missed 8. Okay, what's the minimum around this ring? 22. Maximum in here is apparently 23. So 9, 5, and 9 is 18, and 5 is 23. And that's 6. And 3 is 9. 4 is 13. Another 4 is 17. And another 5 is 22. So that's a 3, that's a 9. This is a 4, 5, 6. That's a 4. Not a 9. And 7. And I think that has to be a 9. No, it can't be a 9.
Right now, the sum around is 17.
17.
That's 22 or 23. And that's 14. And 9 is 23.
Yeah, so it's 9 and 6. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 4, and 1. Apparently that's a 2, 5, 6, 3, and 7. 2s. Blue. 3s. 3. Red. 1s. 2s. 3s. Okay. Solved it. Row 3. That was really tricky. Hard? Thinking about the implications of the area sum lines was pretty difficult. I don't know if it was 100% necessary to say that these had to be different, but it did lead to this going on. And there were some other ways that we made that work, because we learned that these two had to be the same. So maybe it was necessary to mark the 1, 2s, and 3s. Looking at how Mark did it, it looks like he just marked 1s and or the 2s and 3s, not the 1s. So maybe he just needed to mark 2 colors. But it doesn't matter. With that, we are done for today. It is the time of nap. Submit rating.
And Mark has a bigger brain than the two of us put together.
He does somehow have a bigger brain than both of us put together. It is terribly unfair. But it happens. Alright. So, that is it for today. Anyone who has watched all of this, thank you so much. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that fancy YouTube engagement stuff. And if you want more stuff from this channel, it is Sudoku on Mondays and Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. On Saturdays at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, I've been playing Monster Hunter World recently. And randomly, I've been playing Final Fantasy VI. I will try and make sure I get back into that game and see how quickly I can complete that. I think I'm about a third of the way through right now. And then after that, I will be playing the Final Fantasy VII Remake, Part 1 and 2. And then, yeah, so if you're interested in seeing me do any Sudoku puzzles that you've crafted, but reach out to me in the comments down below. If you want to see me play any games, there's a link to my Steam library. You can check that out in the description down below, or you can also just simply request a game. There's a donation link, so if you'd like me to play a game that I don't have, it would be nice to donate, but you don't have to. And then anything else? I can't think of it, so make sure to have a wonderful day. And goodbye for now.